to take this opportunity to introduce the President and CEO of Sealaska Corporation, Chris McNeil. So please welcome our President and CEO of Sealaska.
Thank you very much, Jaylene. On behalf of tribal member shareholders, on behalf of the Sealaska Board of Directors, it's a great honor and pleasure to be able to welcome Senator Lisa Murkowski to participate with us at our celebration. Our culture just gets stronger and stronger every year, and I think she's able to see that here. I would like to say a couple of things. One is that the Senator is very knowledgeable about the fact that our culture needs strong economies to be able to grow. And she and her staff have made these extraordinary commitments to be able to build our stronger economies, particularly through getting our land entitlement legislation finally enacted. You would just you'd have to see it to believe it, to really see the amount of time and effort that she and her staff have dedicated to this. There are two other things that I'd like to say about the Senator. One is that she has really and is a national leader on energy policy that is to solve problems for the state of Alaska and to solve problems in our community on energy. In her discussions, I never see any one-size-fits-all, but rather really thinking about how to create the right size and right technology for our communities in a way that will really solve problems. And finally, I'd really like to say and to thank the Senator as I introduce her for the tremendous efforts that she has given to the Native American community throughout the nation, through our communities as Alaska Native communities, and for the Native Hawaiian communities, and more particularly with the Violence Against Women Act and other really important things to us. So with that, it's just a really great pleasure to introduce you, Senator Lisa Murkowski.
How can anyone compete with what we just saw with David's group? Were they not amazing? How powerful! What energy comes from the beauty of the dance and the beauty of the language and the preservation of an incredible culture. I am honored to be with you at Celebration, to be part of an event, an opportunity to share the strength of the culture from the Tsimshian, the Haida, the Tlingit. I would ask your indulgence. I would like to try to attempt to introduce myself to you in Tlingit, so please forgive me if my pronunciation is incorrect in any part of this introduction. Anshawatki, Yuhot Doasakwa, Deshitan Ayahut. In January of last year, I was honored, truly honored, to be adopted into the Angoon Tlingit Raven clan. Selena Everson, who is sitting right over there, the wonderful elder who embraced me and adopted me as a sister. I was welcomed by the leader of the Raven House, Joe Zuboff, who performed the ceremony, and I was given Selena's family name, which is Anshawatki, which means Lady of the Land. I was truly never more honored to be welcomed in this way. And so today I would like to not only acknowledge my clan brothers and sisters, but also the Angoon dancers that were the lead dancers for Celebration this year. It's wonderful to be with you. It's wonderful to be part of you. And as further introduction, I think it's also important that you know that I'm a child of the Southeast. I was born in Ketchikan and raised here in Juneau and in Wrangell. So when I am here, I am home. And I feel that as I'm surrounded by so many friends and people that I call brothers and sisters and friends. So thank you for the warmth that you always share with me. This celebration here, as we celebrate our culture, as we celebrate the language, is extraordinary in that it brings us together for a very short time. But I think it's important to know and recognize the good work that has gone on, that leaders like Rosita Worrell has done with the Sealaska Heritage Institute as we focus on the language, the preservation of our cultures. We see it not only in the programs, the book that I was just presented by Rosita that outlines the names that our grandfathers call the land. But what we see in our schools, whether it's Gastineau or Harborview, where our children are being taught in the Tlingit language, to have the young people sing to me in their native language, this is what makes us strong. So to be able to celebrate in this way is truly something special. And it's no wonder that this event has grown from 150 people to 2,000 people. It is a tribute to all those of you, the dancers, our elders, our children, who come together to celebrate what is so good. You know you are the land. You don't need any DNA to prove that you've been here for thousands and thousands of years, although you will continue to do that, and maybe we'll figure out who came first, the ravens or the eagles. But I think it is important to recognize that this heritage is what makes you so great. I cannot leave my remarks without offering you a very special thank you. 2 years ago, we had an interesting election. I am on the other side of that election because of the power of the Native people in the state of Alaska, a coming together for a purpose that was really quite astounding. People in the rest of the country said we could not do it. But if you ever have any doubt as to the strength of your voice and the strength of what the Native people can do when they come together, you need to think back no further than what you did 2 years ago in making history. I thank you for that. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Gunishchish. And with this, I'd like to welcome my friend, my sister, my adopted counterpart, Anshawatki, the Lady of the Land, truly.
Actually, I'm her daughter. That was my mother's name that she carried throughout her life. I carry it, and I thought, so many important issues that face us, that she takes care of us. She's our voice. So we had to lend her a woman's voice. Believe me, my mother was a voice. Gunashchish, Anshawatki. Thank you.
Thank you, Salida. Thanks for coming up. Yes, I'm done. Let's go. In addition to being adopted in an incredible ceremony, I was presented with my raven, my Deshitan, and I wear it with pride. I love to answer the questions about what does that mean? There's very few people that I associate with back in Washington, D.C. that can say they truly have had the honor to be adopted and embraced in a way that I have. So thank you for sharing that tribute with me.